I feel like there's a huge underlying source to a lot of the problems and insanity America's going through at the moment that nobody else really seems to be concerned about or is even talking about. Lead. It's in the air, the water, the soil, and in your brain.
If you didn't know, lead is bad for you. And people have known that since the ancient Greeks and Romans were using it to sweeten their wine and give themselves gout.
But in the 1920s, it didn't stop GM & Co. from putting it in their gas to make it more efficient and cheaper to produce at the health expense of the American public. A ton of their own workers were going insane and dying from being exposed to leaded gasoline, and they were receiving letters from public health experts being like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
All of this made the government start investigating them, which went exactly how you'd think it'd go when the government gets together with big corporations. They found out that putting leaded gasoline into the air is completely safe and super cool.
The media also played a hand in covering up the health risks for these massive gas companies by saying that people dying shouldn't interfere with the production of a more efficient fuel. Shit like this pushed the banning of leaded gas back 50 years, which is more than enough time to study its effects on a population and the human body.
Fun fact, your body mistakes lead for calcium, which is used to build your bones and teeth, pump your heart, contract your muscles, transmit signals between your nerves and connections in your brain, and basically all of your body's functions.
Side effects of lead may include fatigue, joint pain, irritability, increased aggression, illiteracy, anemia, vomiting, hair loss, loss of motor control, brain swelling, seizures, hypertension, heart failure, kidney failure, liver failure, chronic constipation, dementia, spontaneous abortion, and tummy aches. If you or a loved one has been taking lead and experienced any of these symptoms, contact your doctor to find out how you can go into medical debt today. Lead, you're fucked.
So in the 1970s, the EPA was like, okay, it'll take until 1996, but I guess we'll phase out lead finally. Gosh, which led to some really fun charts. So journey with us as we explore some of them. This is the line showing the homicide and violent crime rate versus the level of lead in preschoolers' blood. And here we have the SAT scores versus blood levels. Notice how they're the same fucking lines. It literally affected their IQ in a way you can chart on a graph. The more of it you had in your blood, the stupider you were.
And the reason all these charts focus on kids is because lead massively interfered with the way their brains developed. They absorbed it at 4 to 5 times the rate of adults. And leaded gasoline was just the worst of this. These kids were getting hit at every angle, being exposed to the lead in pipes, paint, toys, their dishes, the air, the water, the soil. They just straight up sprayed lead directly onto the fucking apples. Not to mention, if you were a minority growing up at the time, you were significantly more likely to be exposed to lead due to a slew of racist factors, like redlining and the government deliberately giving even less of a shit about you.
As the years went on, all these kids with Swiss cheese brains became adults and had kids of their own. And guess what? It affects your reproductive system too. So, if your parents had lead, you have lead. It's passed down. You're a lead baby, and we're living in a lead world. Make no mistake though, the boomers still got the brunt of it, to the point where they're to this day still more likely to commit aggressive crimes than younger generations, simply because of just how much lead affects their ability to regulate their emotions. They act like children because mentally, they are.
And not only are these mentally diminished people voting, but they're also in charge of things. They're running the place. The reason why is because lead sent media literacy down the fucking drain, making it super easy to fool and just blatantly lie to these people who lack the basic ability to recognize hypocrisy, constantly fall for fake AI images on Facebook, don't even know how laws work, and live in a completely disconnected reality.
Politicians, grifters, social media, and the news know that and profit off it. They know fear is the only thing these people respond to, so they manufacture it against trans people, immigrants, and minorities, and use that to distract people from the actual fucking issues that are directly impacting them. Massive corporations and the US government knowingly poisoned its people's minds, and is now taking advantage of its brain-dead citizens, and we have to deal with the shitty fucking consequences. Even more frustratingly, No one seems to be mentioning this as the root cause of so many of the issues that are only getting more insane by the day, and people's minds have liquefied so much that they're gleefully cheering it on, despite being fully aware of the chaos they've created.
Unfortunately, there's no easy answer to how we can unfuck the brains of an entire population, other than letting time run its course and hoping that we're not actively being poisoned for profit by some other massive company in a way that fucks people up even worse down the line. Over half the US population is living a leaded pipe dream, a completely different world altogether, and I'm sick of pretending the shit is normal when it's not. There's no fixing these people because you can't reason someone out of a position they didn't reason themselves into. If you're also someone who thinks this isn't normal, our future videos are going to be focused on documenting all of this ridiculous hoopla, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on our future videos.
And if you have lead poisoning, leave a comment about how we're woke libtards down below.
Okay, bye.
This is a goodbye.